What are the 4 essential stretches that you should do before you work out so you don't have back pain? We're gonna go through those today. We're gonna need a few tools, but it's a warm-up routine. It's gonna be very clear exactly what you need to avoid back pain. Let's get straight into the video. We have 2 tools that we need. One's a lacrosse ball and one is a towel roll. So a dish towel, a sweat towel, just something like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it up and then I'm gonna roll it, because I want to do the Texas towel roll. So whatever state you're from or country, like this is called the Texas towel roll. We made it up because we need to work on thoracic mobility before we get into our workouts. If we want to have decreased stress on our back, we need to be able to move through here. So I'm going to lay this down and I'm gonna roll to the side and get on it. I wanna be underneath my shoulder blades. I do a chin tuck, keep my knees bent. I can put my arms underneath my head. I can put them down by my side. I just don't wanna put them palms down because that raises my shoulder up. So I just breathe and relax right here. I can breathe and relax up here. Whatever gives you the most lengthening, but we gotta breathe and relax. It's 5 breaths underneath the shoulder blades. I'm gonna shimmy down and do 5 breaths right here. Dropping down. I'm really trying to sink down into it. 5 breaths, and then I'm going to go all the way up. 5 breaths. If this is not very intense for you, then you can put your arms underneath your head and scoop up, or you can get a double lacrosse balls. But starting out with the towel roll and making sure that we can relax into that position, that's the first thing we want to do. So that's a really good stretch lengthening, but we have a tool that we're using as well. Number 2, we're gonna do a glute rollout. So we wanna roll out the glutes. We wanna loosen them up right here. So what I'm gonna do is lay to the side. I'm gonna come back and put this just off to the side. What I don't wanna do is this. I see it so often where people lift up their hips, they put this ball underneath their butt. We wanna work on the outside of our glute right here. So I'm gonna roll to the side, and then now I'm going down into it. I'm gonna rest there for about 30 seconds, and then I get my stretch. I'm gonna bring this leg up on the other leg, and I keep that pressure down into it. So I'm lengthening. Now I can actually pull into my hip and loosen that up. And I'm doing it for about 30 seconds with that leg. So I got a full minute on this side, and then I'll do a full minute on the other side. But remember, our setup is that I'm right here laying down, knees bent, put it off to the side of my glute, right next to my belt loop, and then I roll over onto it, loosen up the tissue first, not wiggling in my back, and then I'm gonna bring that leg up and I get that stretch going while keeping that pressure and making sure that we're doing that for a full minute. We gotta do both sides. Number 3 is the active pigeon. So big things with the active pigeon. I'm coming right here. I'm gonna slide my left foot underneath my right, and then I'm gonna reach my right foot and leg back. And I'm keeping my back in a neutral position right here. I'm not folding up. This is a hip stretch, so I'm redistributing pressure to my hips. And then now I'm driving up, and then I'm gonna hold that down for about 10 seconds, just sinking straight down into the ground. And I'm keeping my back in a neutral position, supporting my weight with my hands. And then for about 5 seconds, I drive up. Then I let myself back down, just relaxing into it. And you'll see that you get down a little bit lower each time, driving up, very controlled, using those muscles, and then letting myself back down. So trying not to fold up in my back. When I switch, I don't want to do this and raise my leg up. I want to just slide my right leg underneath my left, reach back and slide down. So now I'm really tight right here. I'm sitting in it for about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to slowly take 5 seconds engaging to come back up, and then I'm going to drop back down into it. Keeping that back in neutral, making that stretch come through my hip. I'm gonna do 5 of those for 10 seconds. That 5-second push, really controlled, and then driving back down a little bit further each time. You're gonna get more and more hip mobility when you do this, and that's why we want consistency before our workouts. We're redistributing stress. Let's get into number 4. Stretch number 4 is the world's greatest stretch, and it is the greatest stretch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm dropping down into my hip. So I'm spreading my legs apart like a lunge. I'm gonna put my left hand on top of my foot right here, and then I bend my elbow, and I put my right hand down. If you can't get all the way down, just go on your fingertips, and I'm squeezing my back glute, and then now I'm gonna rotate towards my knee and look at that hand, and I'm squeezing that back glute. So I do 5 seconds down and then a 5-second rotation. So I'm getting movement through my thoracic spine and through my hips. And then I come up like an arrow, and I'm gonna switch sides. I'm driving down into it, driving forward, dropping the pelvis down, squeezing that back glute, driving into my foot, 5 seconds, rotate, looking at the hand, squeezing that back glute, and then I come up. And I'm gonna do 3 of those steps. Now, doing that routine is gonna keep you from getting irritated in your back when you're doing your exercises, as long as we're not loading your back consistently. We need to be loading our glutes, loading our thoracic spine. Now we're gonna go through the why behind it. So knowing why you do anything is really important. And so when we're picking out 4 of the best exercises, best stretches, best ways to increase mobility and decrease back pain, we have to think about how the body works and how the spine works. So this area of the spine, the neck, is exposed. The cervical spine just has muscles around it. But then right here in the thoracic spine, you have the rib cage, the joint capsules, all these muscles around the shoulder blades. You have a lot of stuff going on. So this gets inherently stiff. And then right here, you're exposed again at the lumbar spine. We see most of our problems in the lumbar spine and in the neck. We rarely see, besides people having some irritation inside their shoulder blades, in the muscles, the joint problems are in the lumbar spine and in the neck. It's because they're exposed and they move too much. And so we need stability here. We need mobility here. We need stability. We need mobility, stability, and mobility. And so when we're putting together our routines that we do with our clients, we need to make sure that they're mobilizing through the thoracic spine and they're mobilizing through the hips. And that's going to decrease the amount of irritation and stress on the area right in between. So when we do these 4 stretches, we're thinking about mobilizing through the thoracic spine, mobilizing through the hips, and decreasing stress on the low back. If you do have active back pain, make sure you check out our videos on back pain, and especially our videos on sciatica if you're having that as well. We'll see you in the next video. Get mobile and stay active.